So, sir, it's 3, 2, 1. Over to you, sir. Now we can start the session.
Good morning, friends. This is Arpan Kumar Paul welcoming you to Life Pharma Coalition. Today is LPC 139. So that means we have traversed 138 sessions of learning and development for the pharmaceutical professionals. Well, it is said that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, take people along. So that is what LPC has always garnered. It has garnered the good wishes, the support, as well as the presence of pharma professionals across the globe. And LPC has no doubt become a global platform. In fact, with COVID, something that has really come up is digitalization of the pharmaceutical industry. In fact, the advent of digitalization has dramatically altered the life sciences landscape, especially since the outbreak of COVID-19, making digital the future of pharma marketing. Customers now look for connected experiences, which is basically the physical and digital coexisting in the same customer journey. The pharma brands have also started to allocate, on an average, around 60 to 65% of their marketing budget to the digital platform. Phygital is a concept of using technology to bridge the digital world with the physical world and create an immersive engagement, placing the customer at the center. It facilitates assistance throughout the patient journey from pre-diagnosis to adherence, makes a foolproof communication strategy for doctors and the customers, and ensures a holistic customer experience. So with the market dynamics transforming from customer satisfaction to customer delight, digital marketing in pharma industry is definitely here to stay. And today we have on board Ms. Anjali, who is definitely going to show us the way forward as far as digital marketing in pharmaceutical industry is concerned. Along with that, to build a high performance team, we need a good leadership. And nowadays, a good leadership ensures that that a team is totally upbeat as far as motivation is concerned and puts their best foot forward as far as performance is concerned. So to throw more light on this, we have Mr. ICS Verma, who is going to speak about leadership. But for now, let me take you on the journey of LPC. So welcome to Life Pharma Coalition, which is a global knowledge and networking forum for the pharmaceutical professionals. In fact, thank you so much, Pharma Ratna Universe 2022, for giving us the Healthcare Webinar of the Year Award. And we are truly indebted. And it is said that if we are consistent, we will get it. But if you are persistent, we'll definitely keep it. So that has been the path on which LPC has been walking so far. And this wouldn't have been possible without the strong LPC executive team. And of course, our wonderful mentors and advisors who are always there when we need them. And they silently guide us in our journey from national to global that LPC platform has now gone into. So the first physical meet that we had on LPC was the 100th session, which is LPC 100 Conclave at Mumbai. Thank you so much for supporting us on LPC 100. The second physical meet we had was LPC Pharma Conclave 125 at Ahmedabad. Once again, thank you so much for the overwhelming support of the pharma industry and the pharma leaders in our second physical meet. The third physical meet was LPC Pharma Conclave 3.0 at Navi Mumbai. This was in association with SIES School of Business Studies, Navi Mumbai. So once again, thank you so much, the pharma leaders, as well as the professors, the academicians, and the students of SIES School of Pharma Studies. And definitely, you have made this journey really worthwhile. Now, what next? Well, coming soon is the LPC 150 Conclave. Please block the date. That is Sunday, 5th of March, 2023, which is definitely going to be a grand celebration. So we are yet to decide on the venue of it, So definitely we are going to go for a brainstorm and we are going to arrive at the venue. So please block your dates and don't miss out LPC 150 conclave. This journey, once again, wouldn't have been possible without Imagica Health. So Imagica Health, in a nutshell, explores the intersection between design, digital health technology, and content marketing for the leading brands. With a ex-marketeer-led team of medical writer, graphic designers, teamers, coders who serve the pharma industry for bettering customer engagement, bringing patient centricity, improving control on the sales team, and increasing the return of investment for various marketing campaigns. So thank you so much, Imagica Health. You have been a wonderful partner as far as spreading knowledge is concerned across the pharma industry. We look forward to your support in the coming sessions as well. So LPC 139, that is today's session. Well, as you all know that LPC has basically divided it into 4 to 5 different segments as far as LPC sessions are concerned, from leadership to academics to manufacturing to young leadership as well as women leadership. And the third Sunday, that is today, is basically dedicated to young leadership. And on board today, we have one of the most flamboyant and charismatic young leaders, that is Anjali Makijani, who is a product manager, Saffron Formulations. And today she is going to speak on Phygital, the future of pharma marketing. And it is always said that a person never ages because learning is something which keeps a person young. And who else than ICS Verma is a symbol of youth as far as learning is concerned. So today he is going to throw light on LPC Conclave 3.0, that is leadership learnings. And definitely we are eagerly waiting for them. So along with me, I also have Mr. Yashwant Mishra, who is a founder director, Benson Ring Learning Solution, to assist me in this learning journey. And definitely he's going to provide a lot of insight as far as digital technology is concerned, as well as leadership learnings are concerned. So without much ado, let us get along with today's sessions of LPC 139. And viewers, don't miss out today's session, because definitely we are going to present to you a lot of insights and a lot of learnings from today's session. So for the next part of the session, it's over to Yashwant sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Urban. Thank you very much. Please stop the presentation. So, good morning, viewers, and welcome to Live Pharma Coalition, a global knowledge and networking platform. We are really delighted to have you all today on board, as today is the 139th episode of Live Pharma Coalition, and going to touch upon two of the very important aspects of pharmaceuticals. One is Pharma 4.0. This is a new term which is coined, which talks about digital transformation of pharmaceutical industry, right from manufacturing to logistics to marketing and sales. So today we'll touch upon how physical plus digital is going to transform the future of our industry. And along with that, we have ICS Verma sir, who is going to discuss about leadership relations we got from LPC Pharma Conclave 3.0. So without delay, I would like to go to our first speaker, Anjali Makijani ma'am. Ma'am, thank you very much for accepting our invite. First of all, welcome to Live Pharma Coalition. It is your first speech on Live Pharma Coalition. Just an overview of your topic, what you are going to share. Please unmute your mic.
Sure. Thank you so much, Yashwantji, for inviting me for the LPC forum. Thank you, Arpanji, for a quick introduction and a very kind introduction. So I would like to thank LPC for this opportunity to help me share my learnings and experience on the topic which is very close to my heart, the digital approach, which I've been learning and co-creating with my team where I'm working today. So quite evident from the name that today I've selected digital approach in pharma marketing. By digital approach, of course, we mean the physical as well as the digital marketing as an approach in pharma marketing. Now, talking about the physical approach, our field force, our medical representative have always been the strong pillar of pharmaceutical industry. Most of us today in the sales and marketing have somewhere worked in the sales and then come towards marketing. So something which is going to stay for a very long time, this is not going to change. But apart from this, digital marketing is also something which can help us to strengthen our field force and work towards creating that better reach and to regain and retain customers in the entire journey. So basically, my topic deals with, how we can collaborate or leverage the conventional marketing with the digital marketing that we have today, and we are slowly and steadily moving towards the future of it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Very interesting topic, and we are looking forward to learn from you. Thank you very much once again. Now I go to ICS Verma, sir. Thank you very much for joining, sir. And a brief about your topic, ICS, sir.
Yeah, first of all, thanks LPC for once again a wonderful opportunity to present the views which we have learned in LPC 3.0. Actually, the concept of why we need to come up with this session is the fact that during the physical conferences, people who are watching from the YouTube and Facebook were not able to understand exactly what was the discussion happening. So then we had an internal brainstorming with our core team, me, Yashwant, and Raman and Arpan. And we thought that we will also give the gist of what happened during the discussion, the panel. So we have, I think, 4 panel discussions and keynote speakers. So this is the first episode where we'll be discussing on the learnings from the leadership session, which is, LPC 3.0 at which happened at SIES College. So thank you, Yashwant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Looking forward to learn from you. So viewers all set, and I request each and every viewer to share their learnings in the chat box, Facebook and YouTube chat box, and keep on sharing your questions also. After the presentations, we'll have a question answer now. So over to Arpan now for introduction of Anjali ma'am.
Thank you so much, Yashwant sir. Yes, once again, a request to our viewers, because to enhance learning, you need to keep on sharing your questions so that our speakers can actually clear the doubts and share their insights. And that is going to make this learning journey more fruitful. So yes, to introduce Anjali, she is a BSc Biotech from Mumbai University, MBA Healthcare from Symbiosis International University, Pune. In fact, she is a healthcare management professional with experience in marketing, strategy planning, account management, and customer relationship management. She is skilled in relationship building with healthcare professionals and keen in creating digital strategies to engage the HCPs and patient awareness initiatives. Currently, she is working at Saffron Formulations as a product manager in the super specialty division of nephro and cardio diabetes. Formerly, she was an assistant manager of KOL relationship and brand building at ASCA Pharmaceuticals. And prior to that, she was a marketing head of RX Events and RX Medcom, and a key account manager at Docplexus, which was involved in creating digital strategies for the pharma clients. So let us welcome Ms. Anjali Makhijani to LPC 139, and let's see what she has in store to deliver on today's session. So it's over to you, Anjali ma'am, so that we can know more about this digital marketing platform. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arpan. I'll just share my screen. So at the outset, I would like to thank Life Pharma Coalition again for this opportunity to share my learnings on digital, the future of pharma marketing. So as Arpanji rightly mentioned at the start of the meeting, that post-COVID, we have seen a tremendous transformation and transition of how the digital platforms have been looked upon by the pharmaceutical companies. It's not that the digital platforms were not existing before, but somewhere we have learned to develop and creating strategies keeping the digital platforms in mind after the COVID. So this has happened. But have we realized what actually is digital marketing? Because post COVID, we saw a lot of companies, join the bandwagon of having webinars, and lot of doctors were also involved in various conferences, digital conferences. That created a somewhat of fatigue in the doctors as well as the pharma brand managers who were sort of developing strategies which were related to webinars. So we saw a lot of webinars everywhere. There were similar formats, similar kind of topics which were discussed, and this somewhat created a kind of boredom. So we were actually looking forward to the physical approach starting back again. So what happened post COVID is that though we say that we have evolved into the digital marketing space, what we saw that post the COVID era, we have again got back into the same conventional marketing strategies. Though yes, we are doing webinars, we are conducting patient engagement discussions and CMEs. But then what is happening is that we are not evolving out of that. Like, we are just doing the webinars, but then what has to be done? How do we engage the audience? How do we create a story? How do we measure the outcomes of these webinars is what has been missing. So yes, we have understood the digital platform, but how to utilize this entire strategy in creating a robust digital marketing is what has been missing. So yes, we saw a lot of webinars all over during COVID, but the essence of digital marketing has been missing is what we found. Now post COVID also, like, though the spend on the digital marketing has been increased, but what we have seen is a lot of brand managers are still struggling to create a practical, or I would say a tangible outcome out of their digital marketing strategies. So what is happening today is, though they are spending a lot of money on webinars, though they are spending a lot of money on the online platforms, what they are missing is, how do I measure the outcome? How do I get the possible ROI? And this is somewhere they are not able to justify whether digital marketing is really required for their brand awareness to create a tangible outcome out of their entire year long strategy. So just to address these points and how we can leverage our physical as well as digital marketing together to create a robust strategy of our brands is what I'm going to discuss today. So, coming to a very basic, I would say, the definition of digital marketing. Now, we are already aware about what digital marketing is. We have been hearing about it since a very long time. Many of us also started courses, looking out for courses online, certifications, and a lot of things to, somewhere push our brands towards the digital market, but we are missing the essence when it comes to measuring the impact through the customer journey. So if we see the definition, the digital marketing specifies that any marketing that uses electronic devices and can be used by marketing specialists to convey their promotional messaging and measure its impact through the customer journey. So this word customer journey has been missing in our digital marketing strategy in pharma today, because there are in silos we have lot of tools available. We have SEO, SEM, pay per click, website promotion. We have CMEs which we are doing through different outsourcing agencies. But what we are missing is that how do we connect the dots? How do we get the customers remember, retain, and recall our brand, and which ultimately leads to the prescription generation is missing throughout this marketing strategy. So these points I'm going to address, and I have tried to concise some of the industry examples, which you must have also heard or seen it on social media, which have been doing great in the industry and has created a very good impact in the HCP's mind. And today, these doctors have actually become the prescriber of those brands. So I'm going to discuss quickly regarding those examples as well. So why is digital marketing important? Though we have specified a lot of points regarding digital marketing, we also need to understand the accessibility of internet has increased day by day. It is free of cost now, with the advent of 4G, 5G, and different platforms coming into place. So today we have different social media platforms Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, then Pinterest, and also there are a lot of personal messaging platforms as well, like WhatsApp. So with this accessibility, we somewhere have to leverage the digital marketing also, because everywhere our team is unable to play a very important role over there. So for them to strengthen their relationship, digital marketing with the accessibility of internet is very much important. Now, if you go to see the number of internet users over the last 2 3 years, how it has been evolved. Today we have 5 billion internet users globally, and if you go to see the Indian data of this internet users, you will be surprised to see that how many of us are actually using internet today. Hello, hello,
Yes, ma'am.
am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are perfectly
Yes, yes,
audible.
you're audible. You're audible.
Okay, okay. Yes, so I will share that data how in India the people have increased the internet spend, the time they are spending on internet, and how the screen time has been all time high in the recent years. So just to share a very interesting data on the Digital India snapshot, the internet users, as per the Jan 2022 data, we have currently 658 million users of internet. Also, a very interesting topic to share that we are the second largest internet user in the world. So though if you go to see US, there are 90% of users who have accessibility to internet and who are using internet actively. But if we go to see the number of users have been more in India compared to US as well. So China is the first, and second, of course, is India, who has you spend a lot of time on internet. What we have seen that the user growth has been 80%, which is a very huge chunk in the last 2 years. And the amount of time that we are spending today, we use Facebook, we use LinkedIn, we use Instagram. So at least on an average, we are spending 2.5 hours daily on internet, which is almost 30% of our active time online. So forget about the work and the sleeping time and the working time. Most of our time is consumed in between on the internet. Okay, so what out of this online activity, what we have seen is that on social media we are spending a lot of time compared to the OTT platforms or the messaging platforms. Maximum of our time is going on the social media. So why is it important for the pharma companies to bring this into notice and to observe where are their doctors, where are their customers actually? So doctors are also going digital with this advent of technology. And with this, I would like to share a small survey done by Doc Promo, which is a survey platform. So basically, they had done this survey on odd 1,000 doctors, where they found out that 94% of doctors are using social media and the networking sites. The 94% of these respondents responded that they are using social media networking sites, out of which 50% of the doctors are saying they use the social sites for about an hour a day. So almost half of the respondents responded that they are using the social media site. And 80% of the doctors responded that what is the use of this digital platform? The major use that they are doing of the social media platform is to connect with their colleagues and industry professionals. So basically, we have our customers. So if we go to the digital marketing theory again, the buyer and the seller. So where we have actually our customer present in the B2B market, we have to be present very strongly to connect with these customers. So industry to industry connect is that we need to develop through this social media or the digital journey that we are trying to create. So information consumption habits of the doctors. So basically, 76% of the internet of the respondents believe that internet is an excellent medium to gain knowledge. All of us, in fact, doctors also believe that reading something online is much more preferable nowadays rather than going to the journals and having the textbook again and searching it from the library. So basically, it is something which is accessible on their just a click of a button. So it becomes easy for the doctors to gain information through the internet. Also, when it comes to the latest drug molecules and what is the buzzwords that are happening in the pharma industry, doctors, try to get more and more insights on it so that they can, apply this in their practical or clinical day-to-day practice. So, just to share a brief how the social media platform are used by the doctors. If you go to see today that most of the time spent is on YouTube because you can search whatever. For example, you can search your surgery, you can search case studies, you can search the KOL videos. So doctors have been very active on searching for their relevant therapy areas on YouTube. So especially the young generation which have been learning through the online platform more than the classroom. The young doctors, I would say, the MD and the resident doctors have also been very active on the YouTube. Now coming to the other platform, Facebook. Now we all have seen that doctors are very active on Facebook. They are sharing their achievements, the conferences they are attending nowadays. They are sharing it on the Facebook. Apart from this, we have also seen there are various communities, which are local, regional based communities, which are created on Facebook. So 70% of doctors are spending time on Facebook and Instagram, which has evolved in the last 2 years. We have seen that initially a lot of doctors were not present on Instagram, but as in when this Gen Zs and millennials, like young generation, have been very active on Instagram, doctors have also realized that if I have to gauge my customer, that is gauge my patients, I have to be present on Instagram because it is the most consumed or probably the used social media platform today, especially by the young generation. So other platform that is used by the doctors is LinkedIn because for all of us, any industry that we belong to, LinkedIn is somewhere a very professional forum that we can share our learnings, we can share our the experience or expertise that we have built through all these years. So doctors have been very active on LinkedIn as well. Apart from this, Twitter is something where we can share all our experience, as it when it comes. So doctor when he is daily practicing and when he comes to come across anything new, any nuances in the therapy or any sharing of opinion or any dilemma regarding to the case studies. So Twitter has been used for such purposes. So this is just a brief about the various social media platforms that doctors have been using. This is also again from Doc Promo, the source of this particular chart. So now, how as a pharma company we can leverage such platforms? How we can co-create our strategy, keeping these platforms in mind. Now, when it comes to Twitter, what I have observed personally, because I have also been very active on Twitter, just to observe, what is happening in the pharma world, in the healthcare world. So that Twitter is the very relevant hashtag and very trending hashtag, which is used by the physicians and doctors today. So what they are doing is through this hashtags, they're basically sharing their queries, their case studies, their experience about a particular therapy area, and they're also asking for opinions through this hashtag. So how we can leverage this hashtag and platform is that we can, disseminate the medical advancements. Okay, we can share our clinical discoveries of our organization. We can share different case studies also. If they are publishing any article, any journal, any blog post, or any study that has been done locally as well as on the national level, we can share those clinical studies with this hashtag and involving doctors through this forum. Apart from this, Facebook, as I told you, that Facebook is one of the leading platforms used by the doctors, especially the generation who is 44 to 60 generation who has been using Facebook, because the younger doctors are slowly and moving towards the Instagram as well. But most of our senior doctors are currently present on Facebook. So because the KOLs and the senior doctors are present on Facebook, it is very important that we leverage this platform to the maximum extent. So as you can see, I have shared some of the clippings with snapshots here. which shows that how doctors are sharing their own, the kind of activities or patient awareness activities that they had done. So basically, this is one of the snapshot from Living Well with Diabetes, which is a patient awareness campaign developed to reach to a majority of the patients and their caregivers, their family, to make them understand about how you can self-manage diabetes and take care of your own self. Apart from this, there is a different concept known as rodinars. Apart from the common concept of webinars and CME that we have seen, so this new concept, which we have seen that Eris has collaborated with Zandra Metabolic Healthcare, which is a different concept of webinar where the doctors are on their road journey and giving the talk about different topics with the theme. So basically, it's a movie name or a Bollywood theme name with correlating it with the brand. So this newer topics, new achievements that doctors are sharing, public awareness initiative has been at the forefront of Facebook. So here are the major target customers are actually present for the pharma companies. So through this, we can have a targeted educational sessions which can be targeted either to the doctors community, or we can target it individually to the doctors who are using this particular platform. So either we can collaborate with a community, we can collaborate with the different societies on the Facebook platform, or of course we can work individually through SEO, SEM. We can target such doctors and build such content where it can create interest in the doctor. Also, to share with all of you, there are exclusive pages for patient education, which many multinationals are already doing. But today, it has become more like a tick mark activity because we are not trying to gauge the outcome or the doctor journey, the customer journey through this particular activity. So if you go to see, these are some of the snapshot of the dedicated pharma pages that are there on Facebook. So Hall Diabetes is one of the initiative, very well-known initiative of USB that they have taken to educate patients and their caregivers regarding diabetes management. Apart from this, there is Peak Health, an initiative from Sun Pharma, which talks about different therapy areas, different diseases, and how a general public and patient can actually understand this particular diseases in a very simple language. And apart from this, there is Kidney Disease Forum, very interesting forum for CKD, the kidney disorder patients. And the thing with the Kidney Forum is that they have a lot of special infographics, special KOL videos, which talks about the kidney diseases in a very simple language. So though there are, patient education pages available, but if you go to track their, the likes or shares, it is comparatively low. Why is it low? Because we are not targeting the correct audience today. So somewhere, though the strategies are right in place, and the pharma is already spending a lot into the marketing strategies, somewhere we are missing to target our audience to create a better reach through these platforms. So as I briefly mentioned regarding the local forums or the communities which are present in the Facebook. So these are some of the forums that I have shared. So basically, as you can see on the one side, there are local communities like Ahmedabad, Kerala. So we have tier 3 cities also where there is a specific community developed for the doctors. So we can imagine the reach of our brand, how it can be used on a social media platform. How far we can go to, reach our brand to these doctors where our field force might not be able to reach at times, because a lot of our field force is covering the extension outstation only once a month. So for them, creating such local or regional communities is something which will help them in a long run to create brand recall and reminders. Okay, so this is the national forums also, as shared on the left hand side: Indian Doctors Association, medical students and doctors. So these are specific communities which Facebook is catering to and created by either the doctors, or they are created by students, or they are created by the pharma companies. So these platforms we can leverage to our digital marketing strategies. Apart from this, how we can use LinkedIn? Now, a lot of mid-sized companies have a thought process that we can only use LinkedIn for the recruiting purposes or to share our own achievements. But if you go to see that LinkedIn nowadays is not just used for recruitment purpose or share your achievements, because we also have a customers on LinkedIn, and we also have people who are patients. So basically, LinkedIn can be used to cater to set of customers who are well educated, who can give insights about the brand, and who are somewhere reading about lot of lifestyle diseases, disorders. So for people like us who are professionals, and we are quite active on LinkedIn, such platforms can be used by the pharma companies to gain or gauge the importance or the needs of their particular molecule or therapy area from the patients directly. And apart from this, since doctors are also present, we can use this platform to create polls and surveys for the doctors to understand their behavior or their mindset about a particular therapy area. So this is a very good platform when it comes to survey, polls, or gauging opinion of any particular lifestyle diseases or metabolic disorders or the rare diseases as well. So this is something which can be leveraged by the pharmaceutical companies. Now, talking about Instagram, again, a very vibrant community, as I shared earlier, that it is very well used by the young generation. Slowly and steadily, the senior doctors are also adapting this particular platform. So, Instagram, how this can be leveraged to create a new format? Because nowadays, what is happening that we are doing it on Zoom, we are creating a separate microsite, we are creating separate landing page, but we are not utilizing the resources which are already available to us, like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. So Instagram is one such platform where you can create a strategy or probably the content material which is very informal, light-hearted. Also, the kind of content, it can be made easy and simple for the audience to understand. So these are the snippets by Dr. Jayashree Gopal. Dr. Jayashree Gopal is a endocrinologist based at Chennai. So she has been involved in creating awareness on PCOS on various live talk shows on Instagram. Also, Dr. Abhijit Bograj is again an endocrinologist from Bangalore who has been doing quite a lot of educational initiatives on PCOS, on endocrine metabolic disorders, on diabetes, obesity. And so such platforms and such videos and reels can be made used to create awareness. What is good about this platform is that it is very vibrant. So we can use colors, we can use infographics, we can use photos, we can use music. So what happens is the content, though it is based on the therapy, though it is based on the molecule, it will not look boring or a content which is in the same format which we have been doing. So this will look a little different. It will attract more and more patients. It will attract more and more doctors to join in, and it will generate that interest because all we are looking at is something different. Because when reels started initially, a lot of us were very reluctant on using reels. But nowadays, if you go to see reels, there is a lot of informational content also which is shared on reels. Okay, so which is related to your diet, your lifestyle, your sleeping, mental health. All these things are being discussed over the reels. So this new formats can be utilized by the pharmaceutical companies to create awareness as well as to engage their customers through such platforms. So now we discussed the different platforms and how we can leverage. But again, what we are missing is that we are doing everything in silos. We have tools present with us. We are engaging we are outsourcing digital marketing agency. We are outsourcing the webinars platforms, and we are using different softwares. But how are we gauging this customer journey? How we are optimally utilizing whatever we have done, whatever activities that we have done? Because now what happens is we are involving the digital agencies in our digital strategies. But what we are doing it at the end of the year, we are asking the digital agency whether is there any relevant impact that has been made. My customers have not been, till now prescribing it. I have done a survey from my field force. They are not prescribing it. There has no change been happened. So this creates. So what happens is initially the pharma company or the brand manager spends 50% or probably 60% of their total budget of the brand budget. They share it on the digital marketing. But then eventually, when they see the outcomes are not tangible, they refrain it and then they come back to their conventional marketing. Or what happens is if they are forced to spend that amount, because a lot of global companies have a particular share that okay, I am going to you have to spend on digital activities such share, you, and without this your marketing strategy is incomplete. So for them it becomes a tick mark activity that okay, this is the budget given to me on digital activities, I will have to spend this amount through various digital platforms without understanding whether my brand requires it and what platform will be suitable for my brand. So basically you have to understand the customer journey when it comes to digital platform and take advantage of this customer journey to create a robust digital marketing strategy. So firstly, understanding the customer journey, you have to understand what gets the audience to prescribe your brand, what gets the doctor to prescribe your brand. Initially the doctor the discover phase is very much important, where the doctor understands that there is a new brand that has come up, the new therapy area that has come up, or there is a new molecule that has come up in the treatment. So basically, the discover stage is the first starting point of your digital marketing strategy. Second, explore. Now, what happens is now, like in India, we are already, we have a lot of Me Too brands. Basically, we are a generic oriented uh, country overall, if we go to see. So our innovator products are somewhere missing. So this explore phase is specifically for the brands where, doctors tend to see whether your brands differentiate from the already existing brand. Because if you go to see in the physical meets also, when the MR meets, what the doctor is looking for is what USP your brand is getting into the market, especially when it comes that in the overcrowded pharma market that currently we are in. What USP or what differentiation? It could be related to the brand, it could be related to the packaging, or it could be related to the messaging itself. But there should be some differentiation that has to be created. Third, when it comes to prescription, now it is very important that we understand that patient should be the center of our particular promotional strategy. Because today, though we consider doctors as a center part, yes, they are a center part of a marketing strategy, but they are also looking to help their patients, because ultimately patient outcomes is important for the doctors because they are the customer, and for us they are the end consumer. So any product that comes into the market, we need to understand that, does it meet the unmet patient needs? And if it meets, how we are addressing the unmet patient needs, and how we are, kind of making the doctors understand how we are positioning it as an unmet need in the pharma market. Especially when it comes to the Me Too brands, it is very essential that if we are positioning a brand, how we are addressing an unmet need which the other brands are not able to play a good role in. It could be related to the costing, as I mentioned, related to the packaging, related to the the messaging that the brand has. So this will get the doctor to prescribe the brand if it is addressing the unmet need of the patient. And lastly, engage. One need to understand that, digital marketing is a continuous cycle. It is not that, we conduct one particular webinar in one quarter, or we conduct one session in throughout the year. So this is not going to give us tangible outcomes. Yes, it can, somewhere give us the leverage, and doctor will remember that, they had conducted this particular CME, or they had gathered us and we had a evening CME with our colleagues and friends. But then how we can create an outcome is only when we repeatedly do this and engage more and more customers, more and more audience through different formats and different channels. Because when it comes to digital marketing, it should not be limited to only one particular platform. Then it is not going to be a robust strategy. what we have to involve is all the channels as well as our physical and conventional marketing strategy to create this engaged part to make the doctors more and more involved in your activities. So now discussing about what are the barriers. Now in this journey, what barriers as a brand manager or as a marketing team you are facing? So these are some of the barriers when it comes to the discover stage. We tend to think, even our field force, even the doctors think that okay, they have promoted this particular brand, they are doing this CME, but I am not interested in this therapeutic area. So today, for example, if I talk about IgA nephropathy to a diabetologist, he would think that okay, IgA nephropathy, the patient usually go to a super specialist, to a nephro. So I will not be interested in watching this particular content, so I'm not interested in this particular therapeutic area. Drugs have become now a commodity because with the more and more market players coming into the place, now the doctors have a lot of options to choose from. They have a lot of pressure in prescribing a particular product because our the our field force size have also increased. The way we are promoting the brand, the kind of visits that we are doing, so today doctors have a lot of options to switch from. And also they are considering this, that okay, today I am prescribing this particular brand, I might switch into other brands. So because it has become commodities, the brand loyalty somewhere has shifted because of the increasing competition. And when it comes to the sales pitches also, our field force, though they have been trained properly on the communication, somewhere because of the time, somewhere because of the busy schedule of the doctors not getting enough time in clinic, they are the doctors are filtering out such sales pitches and they are not recalling the brand name. There is lack of excitement because what is happening is the MRs are actually going discussing the brands. They are not creating or creating that storytelling in their brand detailing, which is what has been missing. So these are the barriers that we have been facing in the discover phase of our brands. How we can address this through our digital approach. So barrier busters is that when you know that the doctors are not interested in a particular therapy area, you have to build on the reach and the prominent branding. Now what happens is, though for example a doctor is not interested in IgA nephropathy, but many diabetologists have cases of CKD patients over in the therapy, because a lot of diabetes patients ultimately have CKD in their journey. They go through kidney disorders. So somewhere they are going to face such patients. So your reach and the branding should be very prominent, that the messaging should describe that okay, there will be patients that you will be dealing who will be going through IgA nephropathy. So that is important to them. So your messaging should be clear that okay, though you are not dealing with any therapy currently with that therapeutic area, but since in the journey, in the patient journey, somewhere the patient will have the kidney disease, this reach and branding should be very robust to bring that out to the doctors very clearly. Now, as I told you, highlighting the unmet patient needs, being this making patients the center of any strategy is very important today. Stressing about the common interest of the ecosystem. Now the very interesting point in this is that the associations that we have currently, the esteemed associations like the foxy, RSSDI, CSI, all these ecosystem of doctors have a common interest of dealing or creating patient awareness. So we can collaborate with this ecosystem where there is a common interest, common therapy area which has been discussed, which we can actually take the maximum benefit. Even the association can take benefit of the organization of the pharma company and the brand, as well as the pharma company can take advantage of the common shared interest of the doctors. And building emotional communication rather than just having a one-way communication through a webinar or a CME. It is very important that we build an emotional connect with our audience through social initiatives, through CSR initiatives, and a lot of initiatives we'll discuss in the further slide through our different examples, and the activities and channel which we can take to create or basically burst these barriers in our digital marketing strategy is firstly having a physical presence of an event. Though digital is there, but you need to have a physical presence as a launch event. There can be a survey which can be done among the specialty on the needs to understand whether my brand is going to address this unmet particular need. Collaboration with the targeted therapeutic area, therapeutic society that I spoke about, we can collaborate with the esteemed societies to create a year-long strategy, be it physical or digital or hybrid model that we are creating. And development of a communication which creates a lot of excitement in the doctors and the patients as well. Because we should look on the holistic purpose and not just a one particular area. So we have to create that excitement in our strategy as well. So coming to a very interesting part of the presentation is the uh, example I would like to share regarding the how the the digital marketing barriers have been addressed, how digital approach have been used very successfully and given a very impactful result. So one of this example is the launch of semaglutide by Novo Nordisk. So this example why I am quoting is because the barriers that we discussed, okay, this was addressed through this particular strategy. First barrier regarding the messaging. Okay, so regarding the messaging, prominent messaging, as you can see this, I am a game changer, a life changer. So this, stays in the mind of the doctor that, this builds that excitement. Also, it creates something, curiosity in the minds of the doctor that there is something new coming up, which is going to address my patient need, which is going to excite me as well as my patient. It will reduce their burden. So what specifically to oral semaglutide was that earlier the patient they had this barrier of using an injectable. So for such patient an oral semaglutide is of course a game changer, and for doctors it's also a sigh of relief that we have a oral semaglutide which we can use it for our patients. So this correct messaging helped Novo Nordisk and their brand of semaglutide to create that buzz in the market. Apart from this, they are addressing the unmet need in the market. And what is that unmet need? So as I told you that earlier, there was a basically an injectable which is available, but there was no oral semaglutide available in the market, and it is the first player to get this oral semaglutide in the market. So this they have created the unmet patient need, and they have given a very beautiful name, peptide in a pill. So basically, this peptide in a pill is very new to the patients, very new to the doctors. So in this phase, in the discover phase, they are addressing it through various channels. So as you can see, this is a specific channel created only for the patients, peptideinapill.com. So this is created for the patients to see the resources, how they can use GLP-1 receptor analog for their diabetes management, how they can consult the doctors for their therapy areas. So this platform has been created just for the awareness of the patient. And as you can see here, they had done this a lot of ad campaigns, PR activities, where they address that how oral semaglutide, is reducing the pill burden, how it is addressing the cost, and without, changing the therapy area, without, changing the therapy line per se. So oral semaglutide is as efficient as the injectable is what has been, specified over here. So very interesting example. Apart from this, they are engaging doctors through various channels. As you can see, this was one of the digital conference that they had done. Apart from this, they have also done the physical meets, which was local and hybrid mode, which is done regionally. So these are some of the snapshots that I'm sharing. Okay, so now talking about how do we categorize these brands. Now you have to understand whether when you are devising any strategy, where your yeah, sure. So where your brand actually is standing. Is it in the therapy shaping phase? Is it a new brand? Is it an established brand? If it is an established brand, is it addressing any new therapy area, or it is addressing the earlier therapy area only? So based on this metrics you have to see and create a strategy based on these lines. So how it can help your field force? This will increase the face time with the doctors, where the field force has something relevant to talk about. It will create a greater impact. It will engage the customers more. You will get a timely feedback on the physical event as well as online. You can get the feedback of the doctors. This is a responsive brand building because you are using two approaches together. It gives you a competitive edge, builds strong brand equity, and it's a multi-pronged approach. So basically, you are getting leverage or getting impact on different platforms and not just one platform. So these are some of the interesting examples. I would just cut it short and share with you what basically this special campaigns were conducted by various pharmaceutical companies. One of this is Berok Zindagi, which all of you must have heard is done by Cipla Respiratory on asthma and inhalers. So as you can see, they took advantage of the physical approach as well. They have inputs, they have various posters, in clinic activities. They have also an OTT platform which is catering to such educational material. Apart from this, they are also doing KOL videos, which as you can see with Barkha, that basically she was the moderator and she involved the KOLs in this particular Facebook Live and Instagram Live.
I think sound is missing.
Yeah, so I think there is some problem with the sound. So basically, she
No
is
issue.
basically describing that how asthma can be addressed in the patient and involving KOLs through the Instagram live. And this other for the mid-sized companies, I would say that even if they are not involving the influencers, it is very important that we create interesting content through infographics, through GIFs, through videos, which can be very interesting to the audience to see. So this was created by Cipla, a story which revolves around a grandchild and a old age patient who is dealing with asthma. So these stories build interest in the audience. Another very interesting campaign is Break the Partnership, that is weight and diabetes, which was done by Novo Nordisk recently, where Kapil Dev was involved in this particular activity, along with Dr. Amrish Mittal, who is one of the renowned endocrinologists in India. So basically, they took advantage of this particular physical approach, where initially they created a lot of hype about Break the Partnership through various forums, through posters, through involving their field force, and also involved the physical needs of Break Their Partnership, where Kapil Dev and Dr. Amrish Mittal were involved in this particular activity. As you can see, they have also done the Train the Trainers program, where Dr. Neeta Deshpande, based at Bangalore, involved in educating the diabetologists and the endocrinologists, young diabetologists and endocrinologists in this activity, where they are talking about how do we break this partnership of obesity and diabetes to have a better outcomes in diabetes management. So as you can see, this was the poster for the physical launch where they involved doctors and the general audience. And they also have a specific forum which is going to create awareness year long for the patients, which involves the KOLs as well as the doctors across India. These are the patient resources available. This is from the Train the Trainers program of obesity workshop based at Bangalore, where we are talking about breaking the partnership of obesity and diabetes. So just to summarize everything that I have discussed, the physical journey from launch till the outcomes, you have to ensure that whatever your journey is, first you have to have a launch of an event, creating a buzz involving your field force in this particular activity through an announcement of a physical event. Then popularize and advertise your event through various channels. Then having a physical event, then broadcasting it to the social media platform, taking qualitative and quantitative feedback after the event, creating series of events which can be, breaking down into snippets or webinars, videos, and then gauging whether this has changed the prescription behavior of the doctor or the mindset regarding the brand. So thank you so much. I would like to have some questions and feedback from the audience for my learnings that I have shared today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anjali ji, for a wonderful and insightful presentation on the digital marketing in the pharma industry. In fact, there were two challenges that really needed to be addressed. The first was, of course, a digital fatigue, which was setting in because every second pharma company was trying to engage the HCPs on the digital platform. And as a result, there was a digital fatigue which had to be addressed. And the second thing was a tangible outcome, because when everybody is running after a digital platform, then of course the outcomes or the ROIs were a big challenge. So in fact, the wonderful presentation that you have given has answered all those questions that had cropped up in the minds of the doctors as well as the pharma companies. In fact, this leads me to two very important question is that how can we excite the field force? Because as you said, that the medical reps and the field managers, they are the first line implementers as far as digital technology is concerned. So how can we excite the field force for the digital approach of pharma marketing?
Thank you, Arpanji, for this question. As you rightly mentioned at the start of our LPC meeting, so whenever we have to succeed, we need to take the people along with us. And since the our field force has been the strong pillar of any strategy that we are building as brand managers, we have to ensure that it excites the first line, second line, as well as the MRs who are working at the ground level. So how do we do that? Is basically we have a lot of trainings which is related to the scientific product training. But what we are missing at the induction today is that we are not training them on the digital platforms. Though they know how to use Facebook and Instagram, we need to train them at the start of their joining at the induction level when they are coming into the organization. 2 days training we can give on the digital platforms and how they can use to connect with their customers is what I think can be done to excite the field force as well as to make them a part, involve them in this journey.
Yes, fantastic. And that's a great idea of involving the first line as well as the medical reps in the digital journey. Another important thing that you said that about customer centricity, the market dynamics are changing over from customer satisfaction to customer delight. And the customer needs to be at the center of every strategy that an organization is going to take. So I would like to ask you that patient awareness. Now, see, India is a country with diverse cultures, diverse religion and languages. So every 200 kilometers that we move, the language changes. So in this wonderful country, India, how can patient awareness in local or regional language be of help?
Yes, so basically, as I told you, that there are many communities, regional as well as local, available on Facebook. So what today a patient like you and me, basically with the advent of COVID, lot of information was shared on the WhatsApp University, which our parents are also sharing. So in regional languages, it becomes easy for the patient to understand it, gauge it, and share it. So for them, it becomes a point of virality to share it with their peers, their colleagues, as well as to friends and family members. So I think if we connect with the audience at the regional level, at the local languages, it creates a personal connect. It builds an emotional connect, and it also creates that impact that they can share it with their family members, which doesn't happen when we share it in English or any other jargons of medical language. If we create in a very local language, chances are there that our parents, our older generation, they share it with their family members and make it viral and create a robust strategy through this.
Yes, absolutely. Communication becomes that very important, and especially in this digital era that is post-COVID, I think crisp communication is the buzzword that sends across the message to the patients in their own language, so that it can basically touch the emotional connect of the patients as well. So that was a very insightful presentation. I'm sure our audience have also gained a lot of insight. And now I'll hand it over to Yashwant Mishra sir for the next part of this session.
Thank you very much, Arpan. Thank you very much, Anjali. It was a wonderful presentation. Although we all have some idea about what is digital, what is physical, but today you have given a comprehensive aura spectrum, what comes under physical and how the pharma industry across functions, including healthcare practitioners, are adopting digital. Thank you very much once again. We thoroughly enjoyed your session. And now let us go to the next session, and that is on leadership learnings. Okay. And for this session, we have our own ICS Verma sir, who is the founder director of New Direction Consulting, also having vast experience of approximately 2 decades in pharmaceutical industry. And he is into more of consulting, experienced business leader with demonstrated history of working in the pharmaceutical service industry, skilled in sales and marketing management, digital marketing, pharmaceutics, business operations, and strong information technology professionals. Not only that, coaching for leaders and focus on senior leadership Institute of Management. So we are really thankful to ICS sir to be a speaker in today's session. And what he's going to share is leadership learning from LPC Pharma Conclave 3.0. So over to you, ICS sir.
Thank you, Yashwant. So let me allow to share my screen. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so as we discussed now, this is the purpose of this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your slides are visible. I am possible.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so they are on the full screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So welcome to LPC 3.0. This is a review session of leadership conclave that we had at SIS College, Mumbai last month. And these are some of the snippets from the leadership panel discussion. So once again, welcome to all of you to this global networking and learning platform called LPC. So we had a grand opening of the session with the great leaders from the industry. Like we have Dilip Singh Rathod from JB Chemicals, and Mr. Rajput, and Mr. Sari Khan, and Mr. Kiran Kalwadia. And we also had leaders like Sheikh Barkatullah and the academicians from both SIES College and I think it is JNMS, right, Yashwant?
No, sir. Change slide. You change now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Changing.
So this is the team of the leadership panel discussion. So we have Mr. Hirak Bosch, the cluster head at Lupin, and Atish Joshi, SBU head at Dr. Reddy's and the commercial head, and Mr. Sari Khan, senior vice president at RX Labs, and Mr. Karan Kalwadia, the director of healthcare formulations. And I was the moderator. So these are the 4 topics that we discussed. One is on people centricity and the digital disruption, basics in pharma, and the digital therapeutics. So all 4 are different if you look at, but all connects to one thing called the leadership challenges or the innovation in leadership. So who talk on what? Atish Joshi was primarily speaking on the people centricity, and Mr. Sharik Khan was talking on digital disruption. Mr. Kiran Kalwadia addressed about the basics in pharma and the new in the SCM. the new challenges in SCM, and Mr. Hirak Bose discussed about the digital therapeutic, which was even I heard for the first time. So we will discuss more about the digital therapeutics during this session. So this is about the few take-home message from Archish Joshi's session on people centricity. So when we asked about the question, what is the new innovation is happening in pharma industry, so he replied that as far as the pharma is concerned, there are the value chain. If you see the pharma value chain, so these are the three things which are going to consist. One is the HCP, your doctors, and the marketing strategy, and the third one is the people. So as far as the industry is concerned, as of now, the 80% of the marketing spend is on HCP, and all of you will definitely agree with me that we spend everything because we always depend on the prescription, and without a prescription generation, there is no existence of the organization. So the 80% of the marketing spend and the strategy team is completely working on HCP. But the recent guidelines, especially the 198R, which come into the existing from last July, has clearly coined that you cannot spend anything on the HCP. And if you're spending, you have to pay tax, and the HCP has to pay the tax. And this has now restricted the pharma industry to rethink and redesign their marketing strategies. Well, but it's not that easy, because we have been doing work for several years on one thing, and suddenly one policy has completely overturned your the strategy as well as the marketing spent on the HCPs. Now what is left out? If you see the people front, so what he talked about was the people front, which is very, very important asset of the organization. Right now, most of the organizations have neglected, I could say, because they think that, okay, we will get people, we will train them, and we will send them, because ultimately I am spending on my HCP and I am getting prescription. But now this is not the case. Now you have to train your people, you have to make your people more educated, more smarter, and they should have a better skills. So as per Archis, it was the marketing should actually have a proper budgeting to the people development. Right now it is happening from the marketing budget, you are allocating some people development. But there are organizations which have already started. It's not, I'm not telling that there is no organization is doing this, but already started. But now even a small company should also think on people development as one of their priority in the budget, in the marketing budget or the organizational strategy. So this is what the entire discussion happened around, and the other leaders also have given their opinion as well as they added their value to the people development, why it is needed. Next, coming to the next session by Mr. Kiran Kalwadia. As you know, we all know that he is a people leader, and he spoke on basics in pharma as well as the challenges in supply chain management, especially post-COVID. So as per his opinion, one thing what he quoted was, everything changed and will change in the pharma industry except the basics. And we know the basics, being in pharma, meeting the doctor, managing distributor, and meeting a chemist for RCPA or the prescription audit. So these three things are going to be there for at least for the next few years. So in this case, what you are going to invest or what innovation is needed is how you're training your employee, how you're training your soldier to go and deliver the best in the chamber and to deal with the distributor or deal with the chemist. So, and apart from that, he also talked about what are the new things, especially in the patient care, because He was part of one of the biggest organizations as a head of oncology division. He has seen how the palliative and the patient care used to be in the past, but how it is emerging. And he has quoted about one example of the Bangalore-based startup, which is called Nightingale, and they are one of the first companies to start with the patient care at home. And similarly, there are many even physiotherapies have started coming to the home, because previously I still remember when I have to get some kind of physiotherapy, I have to go to the clinic. But now the physiotherapy is coming to the home and they are delivering. And in Hyderabad, I've seen that Apollo has these services, collecting the your samples, blood samples at home, and sending the nurse to the home. So these services have started, and it's going to be one of the innovation or the coming innovation in the pharma and healthcare. And coming to Mr. Sariq Khan's digital disruption topic. So we have asked him what kind of technologies which are actually disrupting the pharma. So his take home was that, he presented that AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, which is going to be very, very prominent. And he has seen that how these technologies are changing the especially he quoted about the surgery, how the robotics have taken in that in surgery, especially in any kind of without cuts, and with a very precision kind of surgeries can be done with these things. And blockchain, which can be used to store data, because what I have seen, especially in the countries like US, because in Indian pharma, we also depend mostly on the US and other countries for the exports. And when you are selling in those countries, you need to maintain data for at least 10 years. As far as the US is concerned, you need to share the data of each and every SKU that you sell for 10 years, which can be only possible through the technologies like blockchain. And also similarly, the patient data, when the government is planning to come up with a maybe the patient, one place they wanted to place all your data from the birth to death. So whatever the diseases that you have, what treatment you got. So when you are coming with these kind of robust technology and the softwares, you need these kind of softwares called blockchain and the big data. Big data is required because when you want to take any decision, so today doctors were taking decision based on the patient history and whatever they're talking about, but tomorrow they will have a complete the history of the entire patient through the help of big data. So these are some of the examples from Mr. Sariq Khan, and which was really on digital disruption. And finally, we had one more leader, Mr. Hirak Bose, who spoke on digital therapeutics. So which was even I heard for the first time during that discussion. So this is what the best part of LPC is, when you meet the leaders and when you discuss with the few, the young leaders and the experienced leaders, you will come to know the new technologies, new happenings in the pharma industry. So let's discuss about what is this digital therapeutics all about, or we can call it a DTX. DTX is a subpart of the digital health, which will help you in diagnosis and the treatment of a disease. And currently, this is booming industry, and already they already started their stint in few therapies like diabetes, especially the chronic therapies like diabetes, heart failure, and the management of heart, asthma, and pain management. This is one more area where you need digital therapeutics. And the EndeavorRx is one company which is working on ADHD children. ADHD is a attention deficit disorder which happens in very rare children. But when it happens, you need something, a technology to monitor their entire activity and to guide them in a better way. This will help this will connect the parents, the child, as well as a psychologist or a psychiatrist who is treating the patient. Similarly, Omeda Health is working on the pain management, and Kaya Health is working on diabetes. I'm not sure, but these two companies are working on these therapies, and which will help them to track. See, for example, a diabetic patient need to be, very conservative about taking a sugar and all those things. So everything will be monitored by these softwares with some connected devices. So these are some of the digital therapeutics. In fact, to make it short, what digital therapeutic is, even Indian government is trying to build this software. So from the joining, like, no, this is already happening in the hospitals. When you go with a admission, from there to discharge, they will maintain every record. Every 1 hour they will monitor, and everything is recorded, and they will keep all the records with them in the system. Similarly, when you go back, next time when you go and visit, they will just get it on a click. They will come to know what is the entire history, and what happened last time, what medicine they have used, and what was the response to those medicines. So this is going to be a big area in pharma as well as healthcare. So this is also discussed along with. He also discussed about how in respiratory and cardiology medicine, this digital technology and digital disruption is taking place, and digital therapeutics are taking the space in this. So thank you very much. I hope this will be helpful for you to understand what was actually discussed during the leadership panel discussion. Over to you, Yashwant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, ICS, sir. The best way is the way you have clubbed the entire 1 hour session into 10 minutes is superb. All the important point you have covered, and also crisp and to the point. Thank you very much for taking us through all the key learnings of leadership relations. It was very superb, and the way you have presented, always your presentation are eye-catching, and also your expert in presentations part. Sometimes you should take a session on how to make interactive presentations. So thank you very much once again, sir. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful session. Now, before going to the next, let me recognize all the viewers who have been watching through Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and sharing their knowledge. Thank you very much, all the viewers, for your live interaction and appreciating both of our session. To name few, Mr. Shiv Shankar Maurya, Mr. Arumugam Arasan, Mr. Abhinav Mishra, Mr. then Abhilash Sharma, Kushagra Mathur, Bhavik Patil, Amit Chavan, and Drujati Prasad Banerjee, Sandeep Tade. Thank you very much, everyone, for appreciation. We really are thankful for your appreciation. Some of the people have shared their views also. I would like to mention a few. Arumugam says, very good informative presentation. Yes, Dr. Jayashri Gopal, Madam, doing digital live program through her Insta page. As Anjali ma'am mentioned about this doctor, many of the doctors have already started using digitalization. Nilanjan now, on the other hand, has shared a very beautiful piece of information. The only way to excite the field force, apart from initial training, would be to make them understand how digital can augment the effort of field force. Not only that, we need to create a success model and show it to them. Very good sharing, Nilanjan. Thank you very much for watching live and sharing your thought. Create belief that digital is here to support and not to replace them. As Anjali ma'am also shared, digital is not going to replace. Physical plus digital, both will be there according to situation, according to need. That is why we have coined a word called physical. Arumugam Arasan says, some of them are rigid since it will affect their job security or replacement, etc. We should convince them and train them. This might be a question to Anjali ma'am, who has also shared that field force training on the digital transformation platform, apart from medical and product training, is important, must be a part of their induction training. Ma'am, this is a very relevant question for you, Ranbugam says. Many of the pharma guys, they are scared. Once the companies will adopt digital completely, their job will be at stake and they will not be required. As you are already knowing, some of the multinational companies have come out with digital MR. So what is your advice to them, Anjali ma'am?
I think that physical approach is never going to change. In
Yes.
pharma or any other industry, physical approach is going to be there, and salesperson are going to be the strong pillar behind any industry, I would say. Now, talking about the job security, this question comes to their mind because the positioning from the internal organization is not impactful. That is the reason they have started to feel that, I am going to get replaced. The thing is, the brand managers and the organization should make them understand this is to strengthen you. So, this is MR 2.0 and it is not going to replace you. It is basically going to strengthen your hands, your conversation with the doctors, and going to give you additional touch points with the doctor. So basically, if we train them on such e-detailing, on such CRM platforms, on such social media platforms, this is in turn going to create that security in their minds that my job is going to stay and I am going to learn something new. Rather in their career, it is going to help them to build leadership positions.
Thank you, ma'am. So very rightly you mentioned smart medical representative will adopt digital fast. They will learn all the aspect of digital and they will again become an asset for the organization. And they will definitely be required if they adopt the changes very quickly. Wonderful way of your discussion, ma'am. Thank you very much once again. So
Thank
I
you.
think it is a wonderful session. We have already exceeded our time. So we all again thank each and every viewer for their information sharing, appreciating the informations and sharing their thoughts. And we are thankful to each and everyone. Very interactive session. The piece of information Anjali may have shared was comprehensive. We look forward, ma'am, to you again with some other topic sometime back on brand plan or something. That will be a great learning for our people. As we are in the last point of our session, I request both the speaker to share their experience, closing remarks with the viewers. How did they find our platform and their closing remarks? Anjali ma'am, how did you find our platform and your closing remarks?
Sure, sure. I have been observing live pharma collations since last year, and some of my colleagues, to name a few, Arasan has been, very active on this platform, and he is the one who has been at the forefront of such digital initiatives. So I really congratulate LPC for developing such platform, which gets together the field force as well as the HO people together to connect in one particular platform. Also, when it comes to learning and sharing, for me, interacting with the industry expert, people like you, people like ICS Verma sir, who has been into the industry for a very long time, and to get their feedback and insights is very important for us to grow in our career. So I think this has given me this opportunity. I'm sure there is a long way to go, but still, this has the start of it, and I look forward to many more such sessions and learnings going ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much once again for your valuable time and accepting our invite. I see you, sir. Your closing remarks.
Yeah, so we know that LPC since the inception is sharing the knowledge as well as connecting, collaborating with a lot of industry leaders. So it's once again a privilege as well as a fortune to be as a speaker once again on LPC platform. And because your learning will never end. You always keep learning and keep sharing. So I love LPC. That's the reason. Yeah, in spite of Sundays, it's not only me. There are many leaders across the industry who helped us by spending their Sundays to become one of the best platforms in the world. So once again, thank you LPC and thank you Anjali.
Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you
Thank you.
very much. On a small announcement, as with the support of each and every speaker and viewers and our core team members, today was the 139th episode, and exactly after 10 episodes, we are going to have achieve another landmark of 150 episodes. 5th March 2023 will be our 150 episode, and that we are going to celebrate as a conclave in a physical mode. And we invite Anjali, you also are invited. We invite each and every speakers and viewers to be a part of this mega celebration, which we very shortly we are going to announce the venue. But it will be a big celebration, a whole day long symposium, award ceremonies, and also personal presentation by the students. So 5th of March 2023, Sunday is the date. Please, all of you block your date, and very shortly we're going to announce all the other details. Once again, thank you very much. Keep on sharing, keep on learning. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Over to that's all from our side. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, so
Yes,
with
you
your
can go
permission.
off.
Oh,
Trisha.
okay, sir. So from here, I'm ending this meeting.
Yes.